This weekend, Keselowski wasn't sure if he was able to even compete in today's race at Atlanta Motor Speedway, but not only did he compete, but he took home the victory for the second time, in the second race of the 2019 season. Welcome to the NASCAR on MDK Post Race Show, and yeah, the Blue Deuce, Brad Keselowski, takes home the victory today, and I believe scored his second win at Atlanta Motor Speedway. And this is just coming off, he had a stomach virus or stomach flu the entire weekend, battled it out, and got the victory in what was not gonna lie, pretty interesting Atlanta race. And in my opinion, it was a 10 times better race than it was last year. So let's go over what happened. Eric Almirola and Ricky Stenhouse Jr. started on the pole, and the restarts were what we expected with this new package. A lot of side-by-side, a lot of 3-wide, and even sometimes 4-wide action in the mid-pack around 10th place to 20th place. We saw a lot of battles of side-by-side, 3-wide action, and even a couple times, like I said, 4-wide moments. So the restarts are going to be very interesting throughout the entire season, we know, based on this package. Kyle Larson was a big contender to have a shot at winning this race at Atlanta. Eric Almirola just checked out in the early stages of the race. Kyle Larson was moving up to the field and was having a hard time, a good battle between him and Ricky Stenhouse Jr., and was able to get by him for second place until the competition caution came out on lap 35 due to rain being in the area throughout the entire weekend. Then when the restart came out after the competition caution, Eric Almirola, I believe, got a pit road speeding penalty, and that gave the lead to Larson. Larson checked out and won stage 1. So far stage 1 was pretty tame. You know, it had some moments, but it was overall a tame session. Stage 2 is where things got picked up a bit more than normal. It started off really hectic when Kurt Busch decided to make it a 3-wide into turn number 1 on that restart to try and take the lead from Larson and Kevin Harvick, but unfortunately he was not able to do so, and Kyle Larson eventually took the lead away from Kevin Harvick. Larson checked out once again in the early stages of stage 2 until pit stops came out, and Larson went from I believe a 3 or 4 tenths of a second of a lead to 2.3 seconds ahead of Kevin Harvick. However, later on in the final laps of stage 2, Harvick was able to close in on Kyle Larson. It became the Kyle Larson and Kevin Harvick show, swapping leads back and forth. There was even a moment where Kyle gave Kevin gave the bumper to Larson just a bit there, and this audio was played when that came out.
Did you just try to wreck us? I'm sure. I wouldn't expect any less, would you? Not really. I mean, we're way out in front of everybody else. We're throwing, swapping it back and forth a little bit. We're just all lucky he lets us race here.
So yeah, some beautiful banter by the Kyle Larson crew. Yeah, it was a nice battle, but overall, at the end of the day, Kevin Harvick was able to get ahead of Kyle Larson with, I believe, 4 or 5 laps to go, and Harvick was able to win stage 2. Stage 3 came out, and again, pretty hectic restarts. Again, side-by-side 3-wide action, but Larson got away from the pack, but around lap 218, Mark Truex Jr., a newcomer to try and challenge for the win, came back to the back end of Kyle Larson with around lap 218 due to lap traffic from Jimmy Johnson and Parker Kligerman. That is when the first real caution came out on lap 222 when Kyle Busch, who was a major contender, came from the back of the pack to third place third or fourth place when he blew a right rear tire, and that brought out the first actual caution of the day. But if anyone were to beat Kyle Larson in this race, apparently was himself, because during that pit stop, pit stop that happened after Kyle Busch's caution, he sped on pit road and was sent to the back of the field, which basically eliminated all of his chances of scoring a win. So tough break for Kyle Larson. Yeah, and there was a funny stat that showed up. I believe every single time he has led more than 100 laps, he has not won. And it looks like that streak will continue. I guess Kyle Larson is now the new Chase Elliott, right? I mean, when you win or lead so many laps and you can't close out wins, yeah, Larson's going to be memed to the ground until he finally wins a race. Then when 95 laps ago, Ryan Blaney became a new contender for the race lead. It was a 3-horse battle between Blaney, Harvick, and Mark Truex Jr. And Blaney took the lead away, but then Kevin Harvick started to fall back. During the radar, he said his car was just super tight, and he started fading away, and that would be the last time we would really see Kevin Harvick up front in contention for the race lead. I think he fell back to 5th or 6th place, I'm not sure, but he fell pretty far back. On lap 53, our second real caution of the day didn't happen on the track, it happened on pit road BJ McLeod basically just stopped right in front of Ryan Preece. Preece was looking down at his gauges to make sure he wasn't speeding and slammed right into the back end of BJ McLeod. It's and tough break for Ryan Preece because he was, I think, in the top 10 before the pit stops happened. And yeah, it's kind of funny how backmarker team has caused really two major incidents. Cody Ware spun on BJ McLeod at Daytona and Reddick, Stenhouse, and Johnson. And now today, BJ McLeod just stopped in front of Ryan Preece and ruined Preece's day. So tough break for Ryan Preece there. I think he was, like I said, like 8th or 9th, en route to a top 10 finish. So yeah, tough break for him. Then when the restart happened, the 22 car Joe Logano took the lead away, but his teammate Brad Keselowski, who what I said before, he wasn't even sure if he was able to compete the whole way due to him having a stomach flu the entire weekend. Both him and his wife had the stomach flu, but he muscled it out and he was battling. Had a great battle with him and his teammate for the lead with around 35 laps to go. But as soon as Keselowski took the lead, Logano started fading back very quickly, and the reason for that was because he had a loose wheel, and it didn't take a long couple laps later, he eventually came onto pit road. That is when we kind of figured, okay, that's it, Keselowski's got this in the bag. But then, a couple laps later, in closing laps, around 15 to 10 laps to go, Martin Truex Jr. starting to rally in to the back end of Brad Keselowski, and he even got so close to, I believe, 0.3 of a second with around 2 or 3 laps to go. And off of turn number 4, Brad Keselowski was able to hold on for the win against Martin Truex Jr. by, I believe, 1 or 0.2 of a second to score his first win of 2019. Here's a look at the top 10 after today's event. Brad Keselowski won the race with Martin Truex Jr. in 2nd. Kurt Busch finished 3rd. Kevin Harvick in 4th. Clint Boyer in 5th. Kyle Busch came home in 6th. A nice rally back for him. Eric Jones 7th. Eric Almirola 8th. Chris Buescher, a nice finish for him and his number 37 team. And Daniel Suarez rounds out the top 10. Wow, this race was weird. First, before I get into the race, a major shock was Hendrick Motorsports. They were awful. By awful, I mean really bad. I don't think a single driver Hendrick driver finished in the top 20. And if they did, it was like maybe 19th or 20th. They were awful. Johnson was the worst out of the Hendrick 4. I think he finished 25th, 2 laps down. I believe Byron finished 23rd. I think Bowman 22nd or so. I'm not sure, but Hendrick was just awful this week. I don't know why, but they were just really bad. And I don't know, interesting to see if maybe is this going to carry on to Vegas. Maybe they're just not used to this package or what, but they were just awful in this race. But now it's time to get what do I think of the race in itself. Like I said, if you guys follow me on Twitter, you guys have seen what I said. It was weird because, you know, it's weird seeing the cars going this slow and, you know, you're not hearing the full horsepower of the race cars, or at least, you know, 750 or whatever it's called. But it was good. It was a typical Atlanta race, you know. I think what a lot of people are expecting was pack racing, or for drivers to be super close. I wasn't really expecting that. But there was a lot of passing opportunities we saw in the mid-pack. We saw a lot of lead changes. That battle between Harvick and Larson was a good battle. Keselowski and Logano was a good battle. Truex chasing down Keselowski was very interesting to see. And yeah, I thought it was an overall good race. It's going to take me a while to get used to this package, but I was entertained. I thought it was a good race. It was much better than Atlanta last year. 10 times better than Atlanta last year, but I don't know. David Land will find a way to talk negative about it. It's the truth. The man, his mindset is just only negative. So, but yeah, overall, I don't know if I should give a rating for this race because it's the first package, but I'll just say it. A 7 out of 10. 7. I don't know. 6.5, 7 out of 10. I don't know. You know, it was a typical Atlanta race, which is good. A good Atlanta race. It wasn't great, but it was a good Atlanta race. And yeah, it's going to be very interesting to see how other tracks similar to Atlanta play out. Like Chicagoland it's not 20 years old like Atlanta, but it's a very rough and bumpy track. Fontana is also another rough, bumpy track. I think the last time Fontana was repaired was back in like 1998 or so. So that might be we might see racing similar to that. Not sure though. Las Vegas though will be the real first test. That's going to be a track that everyone's going to have their eyes on because it will be the first race where we see the full package with the tapered spacer, the spoiler, and the aero duct. So Yeah. Again, very weird about this race, but I was entertained by it. Tell me, what do you guys believe of this package? What do you think of this race? Was it a success? Did you guys enjoy it? And did you guys not? And if so, tell me why. But thank you so much for watching the NASCAR on MDK Post Race Show. Congratulations to Brad Keselowski and the number 2 team. But until next time, I'm Jack Krause, and I will see you in the next video.